Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's all fantastic and wonderful. Everything here is great. And today I have my first, what do you call it when you recant? My own recanting of something that I said in a previous video. While M was away, I did work and I made a video about it. And the thing is, M watches my videos sometimes. Sometimes. She told me yesterday that she watches the videos that have interesting titles, which I think is how most people view YouTube. And especially on this channel. I know a lot of you don't stop by every day. You just stop by when there's a title that grabs your attention, like M's leaving me, right? But she watched the video where I talked about getting stuff done, and she took issue with something that I said in that video. And I said that I needed to get stuff done so that I wouldn't be scolded when she returned. And she didn't like that, which is fair because it's not true, right? Like, M would not scold me for not getting anything done. That puts her in a light of being like a taskmaster or something, and that's not who she is at all. We in fact, we've both very much don't put pressure on each other to do anything. Like, we both kind of let each other have their own space to explore, what do you want to do, really? And if we come to an agreement on something, we'll do it together. And that's a good thing. What that came from, and part of it is just because, as I've always said to you, I don't edit this show, I don't pre-plan this show, I turn the camera on, I start talking, and that's how it's been for 6 years, and that's how it's going to be for the next however long I continue doing this. But what I really meant to say there, or the thing that I was trying to get across was not that M would scold me, but that by me getting the work done, she would come home excited for it, and I could be like, look at all the stuff I did, and I would get praise. Whereas if I didn't do anything, I wouldn't get that praise. And so it wasn't necessarily being scolded, it was necessarily me wanting the praise, right? And that's very important. It's very important for me to okay, I don't know if we've had this conversation. I don't know. I think that we've talked about M, but M is significantly younger than me. Younger enough that when we're in public, it can be a little awkward, right? We get those questions about, am I her dad, and that sort of thing. She's young. And it's been very important for me from the start of our relationship that I don't, because I'm older, because I have a house and I'm established, and it became very important for me to not overpower the relationship and use that kind of authoritarian position as leverage in our relationship. It became very, very, very important for me from the very beginning of our first interactions to let M have her voice and let her be an equal partner in this relationship. And I feel that we've both done a very good job of that. Like, the good news is that M is also, while young, she's also very strong-willed, and she has a very, she has her own opinion, she has her own thoughts, she has her own ideas, and she is not afraid of voicing them, and she is not afraid to tell me to back off, and she is not afraid to take charge when charge needs to be taken and I haven't done it. And that's a good thing. Like, that's a good thing for both of us. So, because it's meant that if I do overstep my bounds, if I do try to say, listen, I got this, she'll say, listen, that's bullshit, we're a team, let's do this together, and I go, okay, you're right. So, M is not overbearing in any way, shape, or form. In fact, she's super supportive. And if she would have came home and I would have said, I didn't have a great weekend, I didn't get anything done, I just worked on my game, she'd have been like, well, that's great, I'm glad you had a good time. Because, she was off having a good time in a resort and snorkeling and kayaking and playing on the beach. So she didn't have any expectations that while she's gone, she's going to come home and find the house was transformed and the to-do list was all checked off. And so, I'm sorry, Em. I didn't mean to paint you in that light. I think that part of that maybe intentionally was some tongue-in-cheek, because it's kind of the trope that, the guy has the do list and the honey-do list, and you got to get it done or else, our relationship doesn't work like that, and I don't ever want it to. I do enjoy when M takes charge. I do enjoy when M tells me what to do, or not necessarily tells me what to do, but helps me figure out what needs done and helps me put a plan in action to get those things done. I really enjoy that. She also says that she doesn't ever want to make me feel like I have to do things because she demands it, and that's a good thing, right? Like I think that's how a relationship is supposed to work. We're supposed to be each other's kind of foundation, as well as showering each other with fanfare and praise when we decide to do things our own way or on our own time. And I think it works really well for us. So there you go. A little bit about my relationship with Em, and a little bit of an apology because that wasn't fair. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing and being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is gamine. It is a noun meaning a girl with a boyish demeanor and mischievous nature who is somehow still appealing. Her gamine behavior and looks only made her that much more attractive to teenage boys her age. Gamine. Gamine. I have never heard that. That's the pronunciation. I would have said gamine or gamine, but gamine. That's a fun word because I think that I've always been attracted to gamine women.